Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome and well met, my dear wayfarers. We're back again in Final Fantasy XIV. We're back in the world of Eorzea, and we're picking up where we left off. So, is ready for the journey today. Last where we left off, we managed to help out in both the status of Gridania. In this case, we stopped the looming threat, or in this case, rumors of a looming threat. We managed to clear up the misinformation there, and found out that the Sylphs are on the defensive, and they've been trying to stay isolated for a whole while. Of course, with the rumors regarding the primal Ramu being summoned, this was immediately cleared out, as we now found the main culprit being the Ascian, who revealed himself to be Lahabrea. So now that we managed to save the Sylph Elder, I think his name was Frixio, if I remember this correctly, we managed to clear up every misunderstanding available and ensured that both the Sylphs and the Gridanians will be living in peace. So now we have one threat away. We have basically cleared up one particular threat, and now they're on the defensive against the Ixal and Garuda. So with that said, we're now back here. We managed to check out what's going on in what was that place again? In Little Ala Mhigo, since we're currently checking out who this masked man is, and since we're still on the search, we came back to the Waking Sands to report to Minfilia. And in case you're wondering why I'm sitting down here with Minfilia staring at me, I have no clue. Just kidding. At least now we know that Minfilia is looking at us. And also this time, we need to get our quest done. So let's get up for a bit. I was having fun here earlier with some configurations, and I'm currently starting out with Scholar today. I think tomorrow let's change it up to Summoner, but I want to try more of Scholar, since I think using the Arcanist would actually give you these two jobs and would also net you the capability to switch between the two. At the same time, you can level both of them in tandem because they share the same starting class. Anyway, let's get up. Oh, sorry. We face you real quick here. Welcome back, Sigurd. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is of little wonder that Alamigan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades, have yet to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamigans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. With that more could be done to ease their hardships, I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let's deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamigan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. And we're about to meet him. Let's see here. Something I could use. Compare. I think my tights are better, so we'll go with the silver piece. Ooh, a weapon coffer. Okay, gotta save that for another class. Anyway. Your Alamigan comrade is named Haribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Haribert is between missions at the moment. Try looking for him in the storage area. Alright. Looks like we'll have to check on him. See what's up. Oh, got some blue dye. I should test it out later. Just in case. Let's see how it looks. Ah, that kind of blue. Alright, we'll come back to that later. Also, in case you're wondering, with the dyeing system updated, you can now have two different channels for dyes. So you can have two different colors. Although I don't think our current equipment's doing that, so we won't be able to do it just yet. Ah, here he is, Bremon. Excuse me, lad. This might sound strange, but you haven't by chance seen a fella who looks exactly like me? I'm looking for my twin brothers, see, and I heard they might have come through here. They could be dead for all I know. At least it feels like I've been chasing ghosts for an eternity now. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Speaking of Haribert, oh, there he is. Give him a look. So I got Neroxia in here. So Una has her companions here. And here's Haribert. If it isn't Sigurd Chronosecht, the Scion's rising star, is there anything is there aught I can do for you? Well, you wish to win the trust of the people of Little Ala Mhigo? That is daunting task, my friend, even for your own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Ala Mhigan resistance, you see, but I fell in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains the same: the liberation of Ala Mhigo. Yet, whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albreda, and she's a resident of Quarry Mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't let you astray. Okay, I'll keep that in mind then. I guess we'll have to go there. Let's go here. And if our pacing is okay, we might actually get another level up on the jobs. We just okay. Attacker stance is on. Also, just something to note. We're gonna unlock another dungeon. Hail, adventurer. You are the expression of one who seeks new battlegrounds to hone your burgeoning skills. Do not ask how Nedrick knows. He simply knows. Now tell me, adventurer, are you perchance familiar with the sunken temple of Karn? I will not hold it against you if you're not. The ruins only surfaced when the calamity split the ground asunder, after all. Any road? It is a popular destination these days for adventurers looking for new frontiers to explore. If you're keen to join them, why not make the journey to southern Thanalan and visit the temple for yourself? What with many dangers that lurk within, the immortal flames are keeping close watch over the place. A Lalafell by the name of Bibimu should be able to offer you passage. Okay, apparently that's gonna be another dungeon that we can open, but it's not gonna have duty support on it. If anything, that's an optional dungeon, which means you'll have to queue up to actually get something from it. Now, We should mount. I'll go to Quarry Mill for this. Hold up. So, considering where we're going. Oh, wait. Target. Shield up Sir Elk. And attack. Okay, in case you're wondering why I'm doing this, I'm trying to clear up a certain thing. Log. Oh, this is a different hunting log. Hold on. Of course, we have another hunting log. See? Which offers us a different set of enemies. This is an Arcanist log. Okay. I think that should do it. So we just got the buzzard. Still have a few others. Let's clear this up so we can gain more levels. But I think with the current pace we have, this might keep going and we might gain levels more. But let's keep going. So the Sunken Temple of Karn is actually on the southern, if I got this right, southern bit. Quarry Mill, on the other hand, we'll have to pass by the eastern side. And then from the eastern side of Thanalan, we're gonna go up, and then we'll end up in South Shroud, which is where Quarry Mill should be. Now, normal cases is that you'll have to use... I'm trying to remember what you used there. Like, if you have the coin, you can actually teleport your way there. But for us, we're gonna opt to use Chocobo, because why not? Okay, this looks good. Also, as a little heads up for everyone, not sure if anyone's going to be taking note of this, but also for anyone who's expecting the VODs. Anyway, if you're watching the VOD, hello, and welcome to the stream. Although, the stream is already at a past tense at this point, because it's already done. But anyway, with that note aside, oh, hello! Hi, Cotton Pillows and Candy. Welcome to the stream. We just got started a bit. We just left the Waking Sands. And we just met Haribert, who happens to be a member of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who originally is from Little Ala Mhigo. I think he's an Ala Mhigan. He's an Ala Mhigan citizen. But considering that he was actually part of the Resistance, former member of the Resistance, he needed some... he basically referred to... he basically asked us to meet someone for him. And that's the person named Albreda by who resides in Quarry Mill by South Shroud. So we're heading there right now. Oh, hello, Tokyo Titan Gulo. That's a good name. I like that name. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're currently playing Final Fantasy XIV, and that's what you're seeing here. Also, to those who are watching the VOD, if ever you're watching this right now, hello and welcome. So now we're in the South Shroud. The good reason why we're here is that we're going to unlock a certain dungeon. And let me just double check real quick if I got something from Ul'dah here. Yeah, we got the TPs in Ul'dah. We're good. Do I look like I have the time for it though? Hold on. Not quite. Nope, not yet. Then again, levels. What's that? Okay, Elk, time to fight. So right now we can only fight them one at a time, so we'll just take advantage of our single target attacks. In case you're wondering why my healer now compared to last time when I was using an Arcanist, which is more DPS. The Arcanist class is known for having the ability to branch out to two different jobs, two different specializations. One of them is the full-on offensive summoner, which is also known for being a really easy class to play. And then the other is Scholar, which is a healer. And specifically a shield healer. To make it interesting, it's apparently one of the harder classes to master, due to how it's actually proactive, or at least in terms of tools, it's proactive. I don't think we'll be able to make it in time. Let's just keep going though. We'll make it in time, but I hope we make it. Fine. No, I don't think we will. Yeah, I don't think we did. Nope, not today. That's unfortunate. So while the fate failed, I think we still got some seals and XP on that one. So I think we're still fine. Although it would have been better if we won that one, so we got more rewards. Also, I'm not sure what time it is over there, but if it's morning, good morning. And if it's evening like mine, well, probably good afternoon, because it's already afternoon. That's a maelstrom log. Sorry. Bruiser really is the one target in question here. Let's get moving. Okay, let's first unlock the Sunken Temple of Karn. We won't be queuing onto it yet because of we're reserving that for a different class, because we're gonna level up a few classes. I believe one of the viewers also requested to see how it would be like if I'm a tank, especially if you're starting out as a paladin or a gladiator. We'll get to that, but we'll have to do a different setup for it. I'm still pondering about whether or not I should use Sigurd for this, or basically this character, or if we should make a new one. But we might have that as a future idea. Soloing it. Let's get it go. That bird just soloed it. What the heck? Okay, hold on. I missed a dialogue there. Let me read it for you folks. Welcome to the sunken temple of Karn, or what remains of it at least. Used by ancient Beladians as a place of worship by to worship the sun goddess Azima. Much about the temple's history remains shrouded in mystery. While we have sent a research team into the depths, I regret to say that the investigation proceeds at a snail's pace. That is, when it proceeds at all. It would seem that the Beladians have rigged the temple with all manner of devious traps and snares, to deter temple robbers, no doubt. We have recruited adventurers to assist in disarming the traps, but be forewarned, many who have entered have yet to return. Should you wish to brave the depths, we would welcome your aid. Okay, this should unlock the dungeon. There you go. Now we can access it. Well, we won't be queuing just yet. I don't think we'll be queuing right now. So what we'll do, we'll continue the main quest instead. Let's run. There's also a sprout here too. Awesome. And they're flying. They can already fly. Okay, we gotta run. So in case anyone's wondering, I got two items like on my right and on my left. And I'm pondering about a few things, if I should use them. On my right, I have an unopened cup of cup noodles. The Nissan cup noodles. And it's the curry flavor. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't think I have. I don't think we have enough time to pull this off. Okay. Speaking of the cup noodles, I haven't opened them yet. I might eat them later, just in case the hunger gets too much. On the other hand, which is on my left, I got a jug of, not exactly a jug, but I would say it's a bottle of water. I think it's about like more than a few liters, probably 1 or 2 liters. And that's gonna keep me company for the rest of the stream, since we're gonna need to hydrate. So everybody else who's watching, whether it's live or not, don't forget to hydrate. Make sure to drink. Wet your whiskers, if you will. And, be ready for what's today. Now, speaking of jobs that I'll have to unlock, so we already have Summoner and Scholar. So we now have the Healer and the DPS covered, at least the Magic DPS. Future jobs I'm going to be unlocking at some point would include the Machinist, which is which is a little later. We'll have to beat the main game first. And then the Gunbreaker, which is also another thing we have to beat the main game first before we get there. Another set of jobs we might pick up also are the Red Mage and the Samurai. Which is, I think I had the poll run last few streams back So, in case you participated in that poll, you might have a hand in helping me choose which jobs I'm going to be taking while playing through the game. Well, I'm not averse to having more jobs into the whole thing. I'm trying to see which one would be best to keep for both story purpose and such. Like a sort of challenge, if you will. But then again, it's also both for practicality because gearing them is a little trickier than expected. And also, I'm preparing for another thing in that game. In the game, wherein I'm going to have to do role quests instead of job quests. But no need to worry about that yet, since we're still early in the game. You'll find out about that when we hit a certain expansion or a certain storyline, which won't be anytime soon. It won't be now, maybe later. Okay, hold on. I'm having some stuttering here. Give me a sec. Alright, we're doing well. Okay. In case you're wondering why I didn't choose to teleport, I'm saving Gil right now. Oh boy. 1 second. There we go. Water. One of the best ways to curb your hunger. Oh, and I was about to say this earlier in the stream, but I might as well do it now, because I kind of lost my train of thought earlier. So, this week we have 2 streams, but starting next week, I think I'll be out for 2 weeks. Next week and the week after. Just pull up the calendar real quick. That will be, hold on. Starting next week, around August 12th. Around that week in August 19th. Wait, hold on. Let me fix something up. Let me get my correct numbers here. Okay, let's do it right. So, next week, around starting August 9 and 10, I won't be streaming. Same goes with August 16 and 17. I'm looking into if I should still be able to stream around that week though, 16 and 17. But I can guarantee that August 9 and 10, I won't be around to stream. We're gonna have a break because I'm gonna go somewhere, and I won't be near the machine to do the stream. 16 and 17, on the other hand, that's tentative. I'm not sure what the plan is at the moment for that. I might try to stream. I'll see if I could stream. I'll let you know right away. If not, I'll announce beforehand what's going to be happening at that time. And I have a feeling the game at that time will not be Final Fantasy XIV. It's going to be a different game. So I think we're looking at either Blaster Master Zero or Dragon Marked for Death. So you'll be the first to know which of the two will come up first. But expect 2 different games coming up on those days. If I go stream on those days. So watch out for the community post. I'll let you know what's going to be coming up. Meanwhile, we're now in quarry mode. A flying car just flew by. Now I think we found the person that we're looking for. It's Albreda. And she's right there. Okay, I think I'm feeling the hunger now. So before I continue this part, I'll be right back. I'm now going to open up the cup noodle. And while I'm at it, go ahead and get yourselves some refreshments. Get a drink, get some water, hydrate, relieve yourselves if you need to, in case you need to use the bathroom or the restroom. Or if you have some treats like your lunch, your meals, or some nice snackies, go grab them right now. I'm gonna be right back and have this ready. And we're back. Alright, so I have the cup noodle filled up. So my refreshment is ready. It's time to resume the game and talk to this important person right here. Let's go. Yeah? You want me to introduce you to the resistance? Huh. Why the hell should I do that? Just give me one reason. Well, we kind of need your help. Also, Haribert sent me. Haribert sent you? That worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I realize Haribert is only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke over there? That's Mefrid, a captain of the resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Well, there's a weapon, which we'll save for later. We got levels. There he is, Mefrid. What's with Alamigans and their tendency to, like, you know, be muscular? Very, very muscular. Oh, hi Keck. Welcome to the stream. Just in time when you just seen an Alamigan right here. Someone who's very, very well built. Now, I wonder what he has for us. Well, in case you're wondering, I'm using a healer class at the moment. It's the healer job, rather. I'm using the Scholar. One of the two jobs that we get for the Arcanist class. And I have access to both. The other one is Summoner. Anyway. So, what is going on, Mefrid? What do you have? I'm Mefrid, proud man of the Alamigan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wounds gone affested and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. Summon and healing. Very, very good for everyone. Oh, indeed, it is. And it's actually interesting because these two jobs are polar opposites. Oh, hi, JD Gamer. Welcome. Hi, first time I've caught your stream. Oh, great. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. Right now I'm using a healer for this quest. So, for those who are catching up, we just got here referred to by Haribert, who is one of the members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And he gave us a heads up to go to Quarry Mill to meet someone that could help us gain trust among the basically gain the trust of the Ala Mhigans living in Little Ala Mhigo. And those who usually live there are either the displaced or are members of the Ala Mhigan resistance who actively, in case you haven't caught on, the Ala Mhigan resistance are the ones fighting against the Garlean Empire. So that's what we got there, and right now we're gaining their trust to see what else we can ask their aid for, while at the same time we're helping them. Oh, hi Thea, welcome to the stream as well. Okay, I'm going to get straight pulled paid full version on a Steam Deck because, yeah, I understand the guild cap. Yeah, that's also one of the things I had to contend with. Although the guild cap is easily mitigated if you keep using it. I think the idea there is you're supposed to keep using your guild for all of the costs like teleportation or items and stuff. But I understand when you end up like being hindered by that 300k. I had to deal with that too for a long while. And also you have to deal with not being able to access the market board too. So if in case you want to use that, that's also a problem. So I understand why you have to use the full version. So I'm glad you managed to do so. Also, you get to add friends with it too, so it's nice. It's a win-win situation anyway. I don't want to because I want to save up the money. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. You can access the apartment in the housing district, because if trying to get at least a lot for your house is one of the toughest things to pull off in this game. It's actually rough. And even I had a hard time getting one too. So one of the characters I'm using is actually not using a housing system at all. I think they lost the apartment. I had an apartment last time and then I kind of lost it because I had to stop. So yeah, homeless warrior flight it is. Yeah, go for it. Actually, the apartment is a really good starting point. Where are you planning to go though with the apartment? Would you plan to get one in any of the starting towns or probably somewhere in like later areas? Okay, I was looking at all the girl you get from the main story. All the gil you get from the main story, but basically by the end of the 3-star first main 3 stories, yeah. Yeah, it's the gil. Actually, you'll get roughly 1 million or more as the more you keep going, actually. So, I think that's a good idea. Either way, you still get the full access of everything when you do that. Did you get the complete version though? Okay, well, figuring out if it is a complete version, because if you do get the complete version, that's everything, including the latest expansion. And come to think of it, using a Steam Deck, that's nice. You can bring the game around with you. Really nifty. Okay, now let's continue with the story. God damn it! I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. Saving up the money right now. Haven't got it yet. Saving the money for the Steam Deck. Yep, I understand. The version that goes all the way through the current expansions and enough for a year subs. Yeah. That's the I think that's a complete edition. I think that's the one you got. I'm planning to get Dawn Trail, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I have to reach that point in the story. So I'm gonna take my time with this game to see if I can reach it there. So we'll have to wait a bit. until at least this character reaches Endwalker and further. Alright. That said, I think my go-to signal would be hitting Endwalker, and that's when I apply Dawn Trail. Anyway. These quarry-mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. Homestuck because you're handicapped. I understand that. I hope you're doing well right now. And I think that's also an advantage that you got there, that you can race through the game. We can race through the content, so you'll be able to push through the story, like go crazy with the story, like keep going. You might even get farther than this stream, to be honest, which is good. And I'd love you to enjoy it more. So welcome to Eorzea, my friend. Welcome to Eorzea, JT. Welcome to Eorzea. I hope you enjoy it. It's a really good game. You might see a lot more crazy stuff in it too. And one more thing, you can also play more of a lot of the other jobs too. You can switch around. So leveling them up would be easy and fun. I think the tanks are the ones who have the easiest time leveling up because of the roulette. And then the DPSs would tend to have a problem with waiting in terms of queues. But either way, there's a lot of ways to level up in this game. Okay, let's check Albreda right now. One of Mefred's in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. Ah, you're doing what I'm doing. I see there. So you went for Gladiator Paladin, and then you'll eventually go for Arcanist, I think. I'm guessing you're going to go Arcanist. I think you'll gain access to that as early as level 10, but you will need to be able to transfer to different towns. That's like a story quest at some point. When you become an envoy. When you reach that part, you'll be able to access the other jobs. So yeah. That's a good direction there. I want to help, truly I do. They're my countrymen after all, but that means going against the elemental's will. I've been at Quarry Mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I can't forgive myself if anyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'll be Charlene, the hamlet's resident healer. If you take the matter to her, might be as she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. Okay. I can see something strange. I can see something off already in Gridania. While comparing it to Ul'dah and Limsa. But first, let me just grab a quick bite. Give me a second. Trying to figure out if that covers what version. There's a DPS, healer, and tank. What classes I covered where everything's covered. Well, you already have all three technically. In terms of roles, you already have three. But in the DPS kind of works differently because you have melee DPS. You also have physical range DPS, and then you have the magical range DPS. What you got currently is a healer and a magical range DPS if you got Arcanist. And then you already have tank covered with the Gladiator. So yeah. But so far, in terms of roles, you have all three covered. Pretty much good. A third job or class to cover the last role. So, if in case you're gonna go tank, if you're starting as early as level 1, Marauder, which is the axe user, which turns into warrior. That's a really solid beginner class also. That's a beginner tank. Another one would be Paladin, Gladiator Paladin, which is also what you get at level 1. Because the other one, which is Dark Knight, that's gonna be way later. You're gonna be gaining access to that once you hit Heavensward. Gunbreaker needs you to have Shadowbringers, and if you have the complete version, you need to be at least level 60 to get it. So there's that. A female Healer, Gladiator, Paladin, Summoner, Scholar. Yeah, that's a solid 3 so far. Solid 3 classes you can go for. And the beauty of this is you can get more classes later on because you can switch on the fly. You just have to save them in different gear sets. That's about it. I think you're all set. That's a really good selection though. So now we have to visit someone for this. We'll need to go to Charlene. Who is the healer here? Oh, and that guy who's fighting over there, that's a Viper. The latest class. Or the latest job addition in the game. Oh, Ulda. Actually, you can pick anywhere. So some of my decisions that I do here is like a mix of I like it there, and then the mix, it's more like preference, and then there's the other decision, which is like, I think this is where the character suits being in. Like, in terms of like idea, like, okay, I can imagine the character staying here. So it's kind of like either going for a roleplay reason, or you're going for like personal preference as a player. So I usually balance my choices with those two in mind. So for this character, I'm kind of leaning more into the roleplay aspect. So thinking in character, because I kind of have a set idea already for Sigurd here. So the jobs that I'll be picking are also going to be affected by that. The Grand Company I chose is also affected by that, so he ends up in Maelstrom for some funny reason. I haven't done the housing portion yet. I didn't unlock the housing bit yet, but I might do so later once I get a chance. I'll unlock all the housing districts before I finish A Realm Reborn. Unless there's another new town that opens up, so we'll see. As for Grand Company options, you can choose to change your Grand Company later on, but once again, it still depends on where you like it the most. So it's a personal choice for you to pick it, and if in case you want to switch Grand Companies, you can do so. I think there's a way to do that. I haven't done it online, so yeah. You wish to aid the Ala Mhigans? You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I am not the authority to grant you your wish. This authority only belongs to the elementals, eternal guardians of the 12's Wood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night whether they might have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Ala Mhigans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Seriously? Did they just... Oh boy, this is what I hate about Gridania, actually. So, in case you didn't See, it's Sigurd. No problem, man. No problem. So, good way to earn this decent gil aside from the main quest. When you're playing through the game, you do your roulettes in dungeons. That's one way. Another way is through crafting and gathering, which is like another set of classes that you can get. For gathering, it's because you're doing the leave quests. They can so if in case you find a leave meat like this one right here, as long as you gain access to a leave meat and you're using a crafter or gatherer, you can sell. You can provide them items, and they can give you gil. Your Grand Company also provides you that option as well with provisioning quests or provisioning missions, which is another system altogether. So, if in case you want to find ways to earn gil, those are among there's a lot. There's many ways to earn gil here. What I do at the moment is I usually go for quests, and the usual kill monsters, dungeons, and stuff. And if in case you get items like this, the elegant pieces, like the tin pieces, the bronze pieces, or the silver pieces as rewards, if in case you don't like the gear that you get, you can sell these for gil. Later on, as you play through the game, there will be more ways to actually earn gil. So, you just do that. Since you have access to the market board at this point, I think because you have the full version, you can sell your crafted materials and items and anything that you loot as items that you can sell on the market board through your retainer, and that's how you also get money. As for painting or dyeing your armors for your character, you use this system. Basically, you have to unlock the dyeing feature, the dyeing and the glamour feature. So when you're trying to use a dye, kind of like this one, you can access it from the character menu, which is the spot where you equip items. You can also access it through here. So you buy the dyes. Usually, you can buy this from the shops. I think I forgot the name of the shops that you buy it from, but you can buy it from the shops in the starting towns. And they would offer different types of colors, so keep an eye on which color you want. So if you want to go for red, look for the red dyes, and you have to pay attention to the color. When using them, like this one, go to the dye option, and it will show you the items. Although you can, I think, best see this over here. I think it's better if I use this one. Here, try this one. So, the red dyes can be anything. I think one of them is salmon pink, which is on the pink side. It kind of looks like that. But I think if in case you want to get something red, consider going for, if you can get a hand of Dalamud red, that's a good one. Wine red is also a nice shade as well, but it's dark. It's more on the crimson side. Rust red is also a nice option. I use this on one of my other characters. So you can shop the colors whenever you can. Just remember to check the color first before buying dyes from the shops. There are many dyes you can also get. I don't know where to find the ruby red, but this is a good one too. I would recommend going for Dalamud red. That's a really good red. It's a really good shade of red. But if in case you have a specific shade in mind, go for that and buy pots of it. Pots, since those are easy to obtain. Let's see. I think Dalamud red is good. Ruby red is also good. So consider those two colors. If in case you cannot find them in here, there might be in the market board, but it might need some gil. And also some of these might be obtainable from quests, I think. I remember the Dalamud red was obtainable from quest last time. But I'm pretty sure it's also either craft. I'm not sure if it's craftable or if it's something. Let me double check that one. Come to think of it, hold on. Now that you mentioned it. Check the dice. Oh no, they're not exactly craftable. You can actually wait. If they are craftable, they would be nice. I don't know if they are craftable. I'll look this up. Red and gold. Oh. Specific armors can now have 2 colors this time. So yes, you can use the red, and then I think for gold you'll have to look up. You have to look up other colors too. Let me check the. Let me check that one real quick. Hold on. So they went into a glamour tangent right there, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what we got. Okay. So some items, when you dye them, would have a secondary dye channel right here on this side. Right now, this particular clothing doesn't have it. I'm trying to find out which items have that. Because the current equipment I have don't have it as of the moment. But in terms of the dyes, if in case you get armors that have like 2 dye channels, or like which allows you to basically put 2 different colors, take advantage of that. So you might be able to get an armor that allows you to put red and gold in combination. But as I would say, experiment and check first before you do anything. So in order to experiment that, remember to do this. Go to dye. That's from the character menu. And then try to check which colors you would like to use. If it has X on it, that means you don't have the dye yet. But so keep an eye on. So basically, try to list it down somewhere, or keep an eye on that particular color, and then look for the shops to get that color, and then you use it on the item. So that's what I would do if it was me. So take note of that if you're gonna try it out, and hopefully you'll be able to find a really good armor set. And also, don't forget to if in case it's gonna be a set that's gonna be like something that you would want to wear every time without changing your armor. Like if in case you want to change your armor, but you want to have that look at the same time, make it part of your glamour. So you'll need to have it as a glamour plate. I'll do more of that later. I'm gonna show you how it's done. We're gonna need to do that at an inn though, so we'll need to do that particular glamour portion at the inn. Anyway, let me push the quest a bit. That's how it's to be then. The bloody hero might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their blood you will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Oh, he's angry. Mefred is really angry right now. Anyway, what's up? Let's see what we can do here. Okay, the one I need is this. Let's continue. I led my men to Quarry Mill hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hell's Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I have no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. Until you get the guild together for the apartment where do you stay? Usually the inn. Best place to access your bed to sleep. You can also access your journal there. You can also access the armory, the armoire actually, not the armory, the armoire. and the glamour dresser, where you can set up your glamours. A bank for one of those for the mansions. I would say, what's the best way to do this? You can still keep it in person, in your person right now with the gil. But another way would be to also store it to your retainers. Your retainers can actually hold gil as well as items, if in case you're running out of storage. In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd forever be in your debt. Okay. Time to get some remedies, folks. We are gonna hunt. So, let's see here. Right away, right off the bat. An antelope. Let's test run here. Go. Alright, nice. Second shot. It's a little bit, get back here. Blasting in white, right where you are. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Okay, one more. Four antelopes, but your sacrifice will not be in vain. Helping another person. There we go. Some off. The dot got him. Okay, perfect. Let's walk back. Hold on. Can I change my gear alert? No, not yet. So, chocobo food and potions. Interesting. In some cases, you would need potions for some dungeons. But if in case you're going in with a duty support or or with a party of other players, you won't really need potions that much. I think you use potions for stuff like Palace of the Dead, which is a deep dungeon, because in most cases you'll be going with that particular game alone, or if you're doing high-level raids, which are like the eight person raids, because they usually use potions for like optimizing stuff, for dishing a lot of damage during an opener or something like that. But if in case you want to have like potions in hand just to help you keep a track on your MP or HP, if in case you don't have a healer with you, though that's going to be rare. Yeah, as much as you can. Maybe somewhere close to the hundreds, but maybe not too much. But yeah, either way, as long as you have potions, that's good. As for chocobo food, you can never have too many. There was one setup wherein I actually had as much as 999 chocobo feed, which is the Gissel greens. And you only use the Gissel greens usually for keeping them on the field to fight for you. One other thing you have to look forward to is like the specific chocobo feed that you feed them so that they change color, but you'll need a stable for that one. And the one other item you would need is the what do you call this? The The Thavnarian Onion, because if in case you want to cap them to level 20, you'll need those. But that's something you have to look forward to getting in the future if in case your Chocobo is already at rank 10. Right now mine is rank 2, so I still have to work my way there. But yeah. Ah, you're back. Tell me, you've got 4 horns with you. Tell me you got 4 horns with you. Yes, we do. Ah, you're a godsend adventurer. Praise Ralger, there's at least one man in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buscaron, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. And they said he never turns folk away in need. Turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him and have them ground down. When that's done, bring the powder back and give it to Pharamond here. Godspeed. Alright. We're gonna save someone. Nope. Let's go this way. I heard your post too, so now I select if you're new, one of the new American servers, you will get buffs and other gifts for starting on a new server with a new character. Ah, this one. Yeah. I'm not sure if they lifted the congested thing right now. I'm not sure if they lifted that restriction wherein every other data center except for I think one. I think it was Dynamis. I think they lifted that restriction because last time when Dawn Trail was released, the other servers were closed and didn't allow for new players to go in there. So they all ended up in that new server that they just created. Right now, I think they lifted the restriction, but the bonus might still be in place for the new server. So if you want to get like a faster leveling time, go for the new server. I think go for Dynamis and then pick any of the worlds. I think all of them are preferred worlds right now. But double check. Just remember to double check before placing your character before finishing your character creation. Double check which world it is, and if it offers the buff, the XP buff. So I think they're trying to get you ready for the end game and such. Speaking of which, we have Buscaron here. Let's go check him out. We got Sigurd, ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You got something to show me. Got the antelope horn? Let's hand it over. So how many more years do you think this game will be going? Some people say it will last longer. Some people say they don't know for sure. Checking from what I heard from the not the producer live letter, the other one, the fan fest. I think they were after Endwalker. I think they were aiming for like 10 more years. So we might see more. Hopefully it continues to go that far. So we might see more of the game. Because they got it really good with this one. And I think Final Fantasy XI is still going too, so we might see both of them keep ongoing after a while. And since they started a new story with Dawn Trail, so I'm pretty sure they're going to need to keep going and conclude that story arc as well. All the way to level 200. Give it a few more expansions to see if it'll go there. Maybe 150, but if they do make it to 200, that's nice. That's insane though. That's pretty insane, but that's gonna be a lot of expansions already. Like 10 more expansions, give or take. If they're pacing for expansions like 10 levels each time, yeah. It won't be long, they'll reach that. Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I am no stranger to this remedy. An Ala Mhigan friend once used to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say he saved my life. What's that? This is for an Ala Mhigan soldier in Quarry Mill? So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps the poor sod as needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head about the payment. I still owe you a great deal more than you owe me, I reckon. Well, we just traded the thing. We just gave him the raw materials and he gave us the Eklund in this. Nice. Nice. The question is the current version that's available to our complete is all the way up till Dawn Trail. Will you be able to purchase? Will you have to purchase individual expansions beyond that? I say yes, because last time when I took a complete version or complete edition, it was up until Endwalker, and Endwalker was the current one that time. So when Dawn Trail was announced, I was like, oh, I'll have to buy the expansion, I guess. So pretty much I would imagine, yes, you'll have to buy the expansion, but the cost of the expansion would be lesser compared to the complete edition. Because when I checked it, it was like somewhere around $40 total. Like it was $39.99 when I saw it. Alright, on the way to Quarry Mill, and let's get this delivered. Okay, there it is. It is well to see you returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? Here's the ointment as requested. Gods bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Galleon receives treatment at once. Hopefully this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him, trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. You did as well. Time to get these ring bands. I need them. Oops. There we go. Ring bands in hand. We're not wearing mittens anymore. Someone said Dawn Trail isn't completely technically something about... There's at least a couple more updates over the years until the next week. Oh, yeah. I think you're referring to the patch quests here. The patches will come in regularly. Just give it time. The patches are free though, so you don't have to worry your head on that one. The expansion would usually last for 2 years, give or take. So they will still crank out new content with the patches, and they will add more to the story, and they'll add more features in the process. So it's an ongoing process right now. So you might see more features like new battles, new raids, new items, so on and so forth. Also balance changes with some of the jobs as well. That's also a thing. For balance changes on jobs, they tend to be potency changes, but sometimes they also change up like how skills would work or how certain jobs would have synergy with some of their skills and stuff. You know, it's still an ongoing process, so you'll see it. I think recently some of the jobs got adjusted. Adjusted towards giving them a better Better quality of life, I think. Alright, looks like my friend needs our help. So let's give it a shot. See what he got. Adventurer, Galleon has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his condition is likely to deteriorate to where it was before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking Albreda. Might be as the woman's seen something. Okay, time to find out about the whereabouts. Let's go. Finally. It's about time you came asking about Galleon. I watched him leave Quarry Mill some time ago, and he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That's why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me. Just find your way safely to Little Ala Mhigo. Blast it. Would that I have known that what he was thinking, I'd have stopped his falling myself. Probably won't get through Dawn Trail before the release of the next big expansion, especially since I'll be starting at the Realm Reborn when I finally get to it. If you're just doing the main story quests and the job quests, not much of the side quests, you'll be able to reach Dawn Trail in a few months' time, give or take. Considering the free time, I think you'll be able to get there in a few months' time. Because I went through a Realm Reborn and I did a bit of Heavensward. I think you'll be done. You'll be reaching Storm. If you're playing like regularly, you'll like each night or each day. If you're really no-lifing it, you're gonna reach it in no time. But it's notably long. I can tell. It's rather long. It's a rather long process. But if you really want to, just enjoy the game as you go. If in case you're gonna not make it to Dawn Trail, that's okay. You can come in and come out. If you still want to sub, keep going. If you need rest, that's okay. The game will still stay as is. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm like inching my way through the story via streaming this, and then the other character is still chugging through the story on their own. You could go all the way back to all the way through Dawn Trail and then go back. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. You can also like backtrack on some of the other stuff too, because that's how fun it gets. So one usual advice I hear is like if you have a particular job that you want to main, use that for the main story quest and focus on them first, and then make your way back to the other jobs if you want to level them up. So you can try out the other roles or the other classes. And you level those up by doing dungeons and other side content. That's usually how they do it. The love Galleon bears for his brothers is strong. He's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake. Entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Which means we have to look for him. Out in the wilds? Alone? That fool. That great big sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the woods for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. And we're about to do that right now. Let's go. On to the Chocobo. And off to find the exit. Give me a second here. Stuttering a bit. There. So onward this direction. We're just gonna see if we could like avoid some enemies. Yep, we're good. Back there just yet. Perfect. Ah, there he is. Watch out! A goblin! Okay, ambusher. No, you don't. Wait, did that? Yeah, it just worked. Main story, job quest, and blue quests. Yeah, that's basically it. You only need to do those three, to be honest. The gold quests, just for completion purposes, if you want to complete something. I'm planning to do the blue quests. I'm already doing the blue quests, but I'm gonna do the gold quests later on, when I want to clear stuff up. Because some of the gold quests are also like, they open up events, like seasonal events. So keep an eye on those. Someone told me to make sure I do something called fates. Yeah, you also encounter fates as well. They're like real-time missions that happen on the world map, like on the overworld. So if you're like outside of town and then you encounter like a blue arrow on the map, and the blue arrow leads you to this zone where you have to do a timed mission. That's what the fate is. It's real time. So you have to do it as soon as it shows up. Though some fates are actually harder because they're actually boss fights. So be careful for those. So pick what you can. You're going to be farming fates, I think, in Stormblood. No, not Stormblood. Shadowbringers onwards. So Shadowbringers, Endwalker, Dawn Trail, I think you're going to be farming fates. Good thing Mefred showed up. Captain, but why? You should be on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Ala Mhigans, and Ala Mhigans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, godsdammit. The oath we reclaim our homeland. We'll set foot on Ala Mhigan soil again, together or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let us return to our brothers. Oh, and don't even think that you'd get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you a thorough thrashing. You wish we didn't find you. Aww. Tough love, though. I can't thank you enough for saving Galleon. I will see you back in Quarrymill. Sprout training. I think you're referring to Hall of the Novice. I highly suggest you do that, since it will also show you like the basics of your job, although it's a little dated, and there's gonna be new advice about it. But yeah, check that out, and at the same time, you're gonna get gear, which also looks nice. I actually use that particular gear set from the Hall of the Novice. It's actually useful. So if in case you're starting out, get that gear set. Let's go back to Mefred. Okay, we're going back to Quarrymill. Now that we saved Mefred, Mefred's buddy Galleon. Let's talk to Mefred. Galleon's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take the road again. As much as I mislike the place, beggars can be choosers. Huh? Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something off me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask of me anything and it's yours. So long as it's mine to give. What was that? The cooperation of the people of Little Ala Mhigo? That's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well. I will provide you with a letter to show to Gundabald. I want to do the Grand Company enough to get a chocobo, right? Yeah. Actually, it's the first thing you get. So the moment you get into a Grand Company, I think it's one of the things you'll have to do right away. And, I think you'll just need to push the story quest a little forward just to get enough seals to buy the license. Then you get the chocobo. I think I showed that last stream when I joined the Maelstrom. That's how I got it. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I have no doubt he will do all in his power to aid you. Well, to Little Ala Mhigo it is. And we're passing through the ruins. Here we go. Okay, and somehow these trees are scary looking. But they can also be a pain to fight though. Okay, whoops. So, a little something I noticed in terms of the like the political situation in what was this areas? The three starting locations, or the three starting cities. So we have Ul'dah with its capitalist setup. In this case, they're more like merchants. They have a lot of merchants there. So you got the monetarists going head and head against the royalists. So there's that. And if you notice that there's like a social disparity there too. Like, ooh. You have the nobles and then you have the destitute. Meanwhile, you have Gridania with, while it's tranquil and quiet, you also have the thing with the elementals, which makes everybody else a little more xenophobic than expected. Anyone who's not from Gridania is expected to follow the strict rules, or they would be banished or something. And they kind of look down on, well, in this case, the Gridanians tend to look down on, especially the Elzen. They look down on other races. Especially if they are like from the outside or something of the sort. And then you have Limsa, pirates. That's it. That's all you need to know. Pirates. And the thing about pirates is they fight each other a lot. They tend to like go cutthroat on that. Yep, that sounds like a plan. All right. I think that's a solid plan you got there, GT. So, yeah. So while you're pushing through with the story quest, you're also like saving up the gil, getting more chances to get more gil, and then hopefully have enough to get the apartment. I think the apartment's cheaper than the houses, price-wise. Especially since houses tend to go like millions in gil. But apartments are cheaper. Just a few hundreds 100,000s rather. In guild, of course. Alright, let's see here. How can I go to the other location? Okay, fun question. Anyone had coffee right now? I'm thinking of getting one right now. Hello stream, I think I woke up too late. Hey Zach, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We just helped someone from the Alamigan resistance. We helped one of their own who's injured because the Gridanians are rather passive with their stance, per se. Because the elementals told them not to help them. So we put matters into our own hands after all, since we needed their help. So we could find the masked man from last stream. And the masked man, the Ascian named Lahabrea, showed up as well during the time when we tried to save the Elder the Elder Sylph. Not Seed Seer. Seed Seer is a different thing. So now we're back in, well, Little Ala Mhigo. We're going to check on people right now and see how they're doing. Okay, any other lessons from FF1 that can be taken into 14? Good question. Well, aside from the guild part, some terms might be familiar, like the crystals, the Warrior of Light. That's a recurring thing. Because in the in FF1 you have the 4 Warriors of Light, but here it's just they're referred to as the Warriors of Light because there's a lot of them. There's actually a lot of them, including you, the player character. So they refer to you as the Warrior of Light. Let's see what else. The crystals are here. They actually play a role here. Another thing that comes from FF1. Let me try. Check. Some of the jobs. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that come from FF1 that I can count. The others are like variants of the earlier. Let me see here. Try to remember which one. What was the word I was looking for? The jobs rather. Some of the jobs like the ones you got, like the first 6 are actually represented already, but there are other jobs that come from different FFs as well, not just FF1. Although what's gonna be different is the setting, like the nations. Although there's some recurring names from some of them. Let's check Gundabald right here. And I think I'm gonna need coffee. Give me a quick moment here. I'm gonna make some coffee, something to drink. I'll be right back. Alright, in case anyone's wondering, I'm still here. I'm still making the coffee. I had to look for a specific cup. I'll leave this on in the meantime, so you can still hear me. Don't worry, I'm still alive. And I'm back with coffee. Playing FF2. Oh, that's interesting, JT. Playing FF2, found out that they finally introduced the Chocobo. Yep. I think that's the earliest time they introduced Chocobos. I think for the life of me, I don't recall Chocobos being introduced in FF1, so I think it's a later development. And then Mughals, I think, came up in 3? If I got my math right. FF3 also where they had the Mughals show up. Now, speaking of FFs, there are a lot of FFs that are also introduced and included in Final Fantasy XIV, so you might see more of them as you go. Some of which, especially if you've played the other games, might actually be more apparent. Some of the others completely veiled in, and then you'll just notice it when you know the game. It tends to happen. Okay, now we have Gundobald, who's not welcoming us at all. Why have you returned? You are not welcome here. I thought I've made that clear. But you spoke with Mefrid? It's been so long since I've heard of him. So long since I last heard of him. I feared him dead. 12 be praised. High potions, Phoenix Downs. Yep, they're still here. Although not usually used in a party, but they tend to use them alone when you're soloing. Phoenix Downs, if in case you don't have a means to resurrect someone, and it tends to be used outside of battle. Phoenix Downs are used in other FF games. You can actually still use a Phoenix Down. It's a standard already at this point. Whoever you are, Mefrid sees you as a friend, and any friend of Mefrid is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Okay, finally we finally got his cooperation. Whew. It gave me a headache, Gundobald. Anyway. Okay, now we have green dye as well. Ooh, nice. And we get options. Remedies, ether, or high potions. I'll take the high potion most likely. Anyway. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has been reported appearing near Little Ala Mhigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question them about their trysts, but they're not like to yield information easily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. Okay, let's go check. I might be able to get information from them. We got you. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I didn't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Something about that resistance is rather suspect. Anyway. Do you have the antidote and the other cures? They are present in this game, and you can also craft them if you have, I think, the alchemist class or job. If you have the alchemist job, you'll be able to craft that as one of your items. Gundobald sent you? Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... Oh, you don't know anything about this? Well, why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me to... expect not to think I'm in for it. But at least I got it from the got it from the horse's mouth. Yep. I got it from the horse's mouth. Incriminating evidence. Smart. But there's also others. You have to access it from here. Okay, there we go. Someone told me that the tent and its evolved forms don't exist in this game because you don't need to set up a tent all the way up to a cottage to heal. Those are usually like your stand-ins for when you don't have an inn to sleep in and stuff. So that's why you usually have those types of items for traveling. But in 14 though, I don't think you need them because you already have a healer class dedicated to do that. And most of the time, there's like a tendency, like if you're not attacking anything or you're not engaging on anything, your HP and MP regenerates gradually. So that's another good reason why. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have, but I'll sure tell all my friends you're looking for him. There's a bunch been skulking about, right suspicious, right? But I've got nothing to do with them. I knew trouble when I see it. That's the trouble, and that there's trouble. Mark my words. Cautious. Okay, off the Gundobald and let's check in. Alright, I haven't sipped the coffee yet. Hold on. But yeah. Speaking of which, JT, you reminded me of those specific items. Sleeping bags give you the half HP recovery. And then you have the tents that also give you HP and MP, I think. In full. And then the cottage is like the higher upgraded version. What else did I remember about this one? Give me a moment. I think I remember seeing at least the tent in Final Fantasy IX. I'm not sure if it's used anywhere else as well. I think there was a spin-off. FF. It's a mobile title called Final Fantasy Dimensions. And they behave the same way as the classic FFs, wherein they added the job system. They also had the items that you use to like to use for recovery, for resting, and all that stuff, and so on and so forth. Actually, a good game. My only gripe is like I've been trying to figure out how to put it up on stream so I can play it for all of you. Oh I'll have to think about that and do my research on it so I can do my due diligence. At least I'm going in with some of the knowledge of the franchise and not totally new compared to some of the new Final Fantasy XIV players. Hey, that's an advantage. And if in case there's something new that you discover, that's still good because you find out you might find out which FF they actually come from or something like that, and you might want to try the actual source material. So, yeah, that's still good. I had friends who don't really care about FF that much, but when I introduced them to 14, because someone actually fell into the rabbit hole of that, dragged them in, they eventually enjoyed it, and then I told them trivia about 14, and they trivia about certain FFs that were referenced in 14, and they were like, oh, they grew wiser about it. So I think they kind of appreciated the series more that they started looking for it. They also started checking out other RPGs as well. So that's the other thing. Okay, let's check Gundobald. So, you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about the Masked Man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside of them. I can see it in their eyes. I ought to know, for it once burnt within me as well. 2 decades ago, the same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Ala Mhigo. Naught would do but to depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got our revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we have been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Ala Mhigo has fallen. Ah, man, that's sad. There are times when a man must be patient. Why did I say masked man? What I was thinking. Now is such a time. Though the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Random question, what's the song name for the one playing right now? Like right now in the town? It seems like Square is FF, DQ, SOKH and their own as their main franchises. Yeah. I think those are their current main franchises at the moment. I'm not sure where Octopath Traveler falls under, or their other titles would fall under. I think Harvestella is its own thing, so I don't think that's in their main titles yet. But it's one of their smaller scale stuff. Kingdom Hearts, yeah, that's also another one. Star Ocean, yeah, I think it's starting to come back again. I'm not sure. But Star Ocean is also up there. There might be other titles that I missed, but yeah. Though in terms of like the big ones, Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, that's a surefire title. Those are surefire titles that they would be working on. The song for the one playing right now, I don't have the specific title, but there is a far more active version of this, like a more bombastic version called Torn from the Heavens. Try to see if you can pull that up. I think that's a nice one. It's a more bombastic one. I think it plays when you're fighting a boss, but you'll know when you hear it. So I'll take the potion. And there it is. It's time to do some quests before we do anything. Let me just attune to Little Ala Mhigo first, and then we go back to the base. So, Summoner first, Scholar first. What's your call? And yeah, you're welcome, Zach. That sounded so familiar from FF1 that you played just with the level up. Yeah, that's actually a that's a sound you hear every FF in every FF. It doesn't matter which FF it is. It's a signature FF sound. Kind of like how Dragon Quest has its signature Dragon Quest sound when they win battles and stuff. When they win battles, when they rest, it's like a brand. It's like a brand of sorts. You know it's there. Okay, I see Summoner is being suggested, so I think it's about time we do Summoner. Hold on. Is there a Mender here? I don't think it's there. Let's call upon Lord Pula. Wait. Before I do anything, what should we name the Scholar set? Because I had this thing with the other members of CANVO right now that I might name some of the gear sets after them if it matches them. So who do you think is fitting for Scholar? Calling Lord Pola. There's a good reason why I named the summoner Lord Pola, Kek. But I think you'll see the reason once we reach Shadowbringers. It's that long. It's gonna take that long. Don't worry. Clara. Okay. I'll name this Clara then. Although I kind of see her as a Reaper, but I think I'll go with this. I think I'll go with that. Just like in Legend of Zelda, you know that you're gonna hear the sound of the you hear that sound when you open a chest. Yeah, it's like a trademark, JT. That's correct. It's like their catchphrase or their signature leitmotif. I think that's the term. That when you hear it, you know it belongs to that. So when you hear something, you know that's the leitmotif that actually belongs to Legend of Zelda. You know it's a Zelda game when you hear that sound. For FF, it's the tan 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 tan. That's the victory theme. You know that's FF. Or the arpeggio that you hear in the intro. It's like dun 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 dun. That one? Yeah. Oh, for the chest, you mean the da 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 da? That one? Yeah. I think you might be referring to that, so I think I know what you're referring to. Because some of those sounds are ingrained to the identity of a certain property or certain idea or title. So it kind of goes like that. Anyway, let's call upon the Lord Pola. Let me just upgrade our stuff. Austerities of Earth. Okay, we'll have to warp. There we go. I forgot the sound of the Great Fairy theme now that you mentioned it. Elk would know because he's the one who played it a lot. But the chest theme, yes, that's repeat. You always hear that every single time. You always hear it. Okay, let's go to what's the closest one to Upcon Falls? Let's go Lancer. Oh wait, this is not complete without this guy. Kirby. It's not complete without the carbuncle. Speaking of FF1, now that you mentioned it, I think there's like 6 jobs that actually actually come from FF1. Oh, I knew it. There's something wrong. By all accounts, the Primal Titan is a dire threat to the people of Limsa. If you would face the Lord of Crags and continue with our historic research, then you must travel to the Maritime Nation and we still have to defeat Titan, and we don't know yet. We don't have it yet. So I don't think we're going there. It's a little point in beginning the austerities of Earth until you've bathed in the aether released upon Titan's defeat. It's story locked. This is funny because of all the things, Summoner is the one that's actually story locked. So I think we're forced to stay Summoner for now, to stay Scholar for now. For that, sorry Lord Pola, you're not taking the spotlight yet. Any Zelda game where the Master Sword is present, you hear that small sound that's exciting. It's not very long, but it's exciting. Yep. That's the beauty about music sometimes. It's like, there's like a few combination of notes, then you will know automatically, you know where it's from. It's that form of recognition, when you think about it. It's really nice. Okay, let's go home to Limsa. Because our next mission involves the Scholar. Okay, we'll go to the Marauders Guild. That's where we're needed. Here we are. The person we're looking for, however, is the small guy here, Alkazolka. Oh, it's a new spell. Ah, Sigurd. I was hoping you might come along. Deciphering the treatise has been proven more difficult than I anticipated, but I have nevertheless made progress. It contains a wealth of military knowledge, much of which details the role of scholars in Nemean units. Apparently, a single scholar could provide effective support for an entire party of marauders. They would employ their magics to heal the wounds and enhance the abilities of their allies. Moreover, they often serve in leadership roles, and they were highly trained tacticians. But how swiftly the remembrance of all things is buried in the gulf of eternity. The treatise indicates that Nemean scholars wielded a far more diverse repertoire of spells than you currently possess. Precisely why you like these spells, I cannot say. However, the fault may lie within your fairy. One can surmise that that her knowledge contained within the soul of the scholar is definitely hers. Therefore, if she cannot remember them, the ancient magics, well, therefore, if she cannot remember the ancient magics, well, it would suggest that... Oh, wait a second. Something occurred to me. A thought occurred to me. That if it is indeed the case that the fairy, having been sealed for 1500 years, has yet to fully regain her senses, mayhap visiting a familiar location would hasten the process. And I think of no other place familiar than the city of Nim. Rather, what remains of it in Outer Lanusea. So basically, you want us to go there and find the ruins to jog the fairy's memory. It's a very detailed way of saying it. Let's see. Now that we have ourselves prepped up, Let's go to the floating city of Niam. And right now, I think we're better off warping. Okay, let's try to warp. Now, certain notes being heard when you're playing Mario, when you're hearing the Mario songs. Actually, that sounds about right. Yeah, there's some there's some jingles that actually connect to certain characters, or that's what the leitmotif is. And I think Mario songs tend to have specific chord patterns or note patterns or sequences that makes you remember that that's Mario. So you could say it's kind of like a sort of what was the term again? It's not recognition. There's another one. Response association. There we go. Keep hearing that before. Wait a sec. Let's see. The other Little Ala Mhigo, up in Bloodshore. It's this other one. The thing about music and soundtracks is that certain jingles and certain notes would help you associate that particular series of tones, and you end up associating it to either a person, a thing, an emotion, and so on. Chased our way by a raptor, no less. That's funny. Somehow they sneak Vampire Killer into every castle game. Vampire Killer! Yeah, when you think about it that way, yes, the Vampire Killer is is basically the official the official theme for Castlevania. It's like when you hear it, you know that's that. You know it's a Castlevania game when you hear that song. Another song that makes you say when you hear it, that makes you go. If you hear it, you know that's that song. Stuff from Devil May Cry. There's a bunch of that. Or in Castlevania, it's like you know it's another Castlevania game when you hear Bloody Tears. That's a Castlevania track. There's a bunch of tracks that when you hear it, you know it's a Castlevania track. So you got Bloody Tears, you got Vampire Killer, you got Tragic Prince, which is from, I think, Final Fantasy. No, not Final Fantasy. Castlevania Rondo of Blood, I think, or was it? Or was it Symphony of the Night? Man, my brain is also flying around right now. As you can tell, in case you cannot tell, I'm operating on coffee, lack of sleep, and the weekend catching up on me. So, yeah, that kind of exhaustion is kind of getting to me. But don't worry, I'm gonna make sure we are going through this without a hitch. Let me first attune to this because I'm gonna need Dr. Wily's theme. Yes. I'm guessing Mega Man 2 in this case, GT. Mega Man 2. Now that you mentioned it. The beauty of music is that when you recognize something, your mind automatically attaches it to a certain emotion, to a certain feeling, to a certain person, to a certain object, to a certain place. And it keeps going. And every time it happens, it's beautiful. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me see. But this is way beyond our pay grade, so we better run. Everyone's so high a level. We're like level 35 and everyone's like, what, level 41? Nope. No. Uh-oh. No path. That's where they went. Right. So what we're looking for is the floating city of Nim. It's an ancient city. And one of the old cities that showed up before the calamity hit. If I remember correctly, Nim is a maritime city, so more of like they also have a navy and such, and they're also focused on trade. But one thing they're also known for is the scholar class. That's one area to look into. There's another one here. Here. Forgotten Whisper. Name a theme or a show. Oh, name a theme that reminds you of a TV show right off the bat. Can be a movie or. Oh, that's a good question, JT. Give me a second. Right off the bat, huh? Hold on. Let me see how awake my brain is. Give me a second here. Let me sip coffee real quick and then let me name one right away for you. Hold on. I have a question though before I continue that. Would anime also count or not quite? also includes anime. But, I'll get to you in a bit. While I'm fighting this thing. This condor here is driving me nuts. Okay, right off the bat, huh? Oh boy. Oh, since there are reports to it, No. Let's get this going. I like this idea here. You tossed in a really good question, so I might as well throw it at. So, one good theme that suddenly comes to my head, just right off the bat, is the. This is funny. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's the Avengers theme. I know. Just right on the top of my head. That's the first one that comes to mind. The other one, I will blame my dad for this. So, I can blame Papa Chronosecht for this one. It's the Star Wars theme. But specifically, it's the Imperial March. He loves Star Wars because he watched the OG trilogy back in the day. Thanks for the question, by the way, JT. Thanks for that question. I really love that. That helped me. That helped my brain wake up. So that's good. That's good. So apparently, Papa Chronosecht loves. There's like a bunch of titles that come to mind that Papa Chronosecht loves, and one of which is Star Wars. Another one is Indiana Jones, because he enjoyed that one. And then the surprising part is he loves Voltes 5, among other things. He grew up with Voltes 5. He grew up with I think he grew up with Go Ranger. Well, he called it Star Rangers back then. I think that was the dub version. He also grew up with there's like 3 mecha anime that he grew up with. I think it was Daimos, Mazinger Z, and Voltes 5. Those 3 in succession. Those are like super robo. I guess you're looking for a video game that features all those characters. Super Robot Wars is the game for you. I don't think I'll be playing it yet, but if I do, I'll let you know. And I think I suck with strategy games, but I'll try. SRPGs are among the hardest, but they're also among the fun types of RPGs that you can encounter. It's really fun. Oh yeah. I think the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Oh yeah. Yeah, that theme. That's very iconic. That's an iconic theme right there. Let's see here. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to help the fairy remember things. Oh, crud, there's a lot of them. And heal up. Good thing the fairy is providing passive healing while we're doing this. Oh, good to hear, Zach. Loving Power Rangers. So, we had Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then we also have other seasons right after it, if I remember. Although, there were other times where I watched the original source, which is the Super Sentai versions, the Japanese ones. So, there was one time I watched the original Japanese version, which is the Zhu Ranger, or Ju Ranger, I think that's what they call it. And oh boy, it's actually dark in some parts. It has some silly moments, but it also has its dark moments. Oh man. But there's one that's there's one Super Sentai that comes to mind, which used the Mighty Morphin Alien. I think no, the other way around. It's the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers that used this particular show. It's Kako Ranger, Himitsu Ninja Sentai Kako Ranger, wherein the whole team is comprised of the descendants of ninjas, of like renowned ninjas. So in that one, there was a meme that kept going that made me laugh because I actually saw the episode where that meme came from, and it was this weird cop that suddenly was knocked out. He was in a stretcher, and there's just one of the main characters, got lost in this dark place, and he's scared as heck, and then suddenly this dude gets off from the stretcher in full uniform, shades on, looks at the guy, and suddenly says, "It is Friday in California." It's like, what? Look up that meme, you'll know what you'll look up the meme and I'll explain to you why. Once you see that clip, let me know. But for the sake of, if ever you already watched the clip or if you know this, I'll explain why that meme is funny. The joke there is that show airs on Saturdays. Super Sentai tends to show up on Saturday morning in Japan. Now the joke there is that why he said today is Friday, it's a time zone joke. Today is Friday in California. Like, what? You'd think it's a bunch of nonsense, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, did he just reference the time zone? Clever. My first Final Fantasy, I think everyone experiences this one, the Lord of the Rings series. The very first fantasy, your first fantasy series would be Lord of the Rings. So in your case, it was Lord of the Rings, and followed by Harry Potter. I think mine was... Hold on, that's a rough one. Like, there's one there which was like shown to me once, and then kind of came back to it afterwards when I'm a little more conscious. Yeah, I would say Lord of the Rings would be the first one. Although there were others that showed before that, which kind of are basically fantasy films, not exactly fantasy books or fantasy film adaptations of books. One such instance was, I think, Dragonheart. Yeah, Dragonheart was a fantasy film about a dragon who gave half of his heart to a dying prince. And then, but in terms of like, in terms of a fantasy book, that's a good question. I would say, no, I don't think Harry Potter was my thing there. I would say, hold on, I'm trying to remember something. Okay, this is it. So the first fantasy book I read was The Chronicles of Narnia, but it's not exactly complete since I have to finish it completely. Another one that I read was The Name of the Wind. It's another fantasy one, another fantasy book I read. Also not finished yet, because I kind of get sidetracked. The one I properly finished was not a fantasy book though. It was a horror book. It's not exactly horror, but gothic vampire book. It's called Blood and Gold by Anne Rice. That's a book that I actually completed cover to cover. Another one was a historical novel called Gates of Fire. I kind of forgot the author of that one. Now, in terms of like a fantasy book that I'm now intently, like consciously following, so the Kingkiller Chronicles, that's the one with The Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Fear. I have to resume my journey on that one. There's also another one I started recently that I'm intent on finishing, which is the Drizzt books by R.A. Salvatore. So that's currently on the first trilogy, which is the Dark Elf trilogy, which basically highlights the origins of Drizzt Do'Urden from his youth up to when he leaves the Underdark. Reminds me of the one time I tried to pick up fantasy books, except I didn't have the attention span to read an entire book. That's alright. That's alright. Sometimes when you can't pick up a book, you either rely on an adaptation or you might need a different format to actually engage you. It tends to happen. Like in my case, it took me a while to actually read an actual book, like a proper book. I ended up relying on either a movie series or an anime or a TV show to really get engrossed with the setting. Which is an irony because the ironic part there is I write stories, but I never get the proper chance to read them from beginning to end. So I plan to change that habit back then by reading reading stories myself, and it's working. It's actually working, which is great. Takes a while. It really takes a while. Now, another weird thing is that a fantasy movie. I'm trying to remember all the fantasy movies I may have encountered. But Dragonheart is the one was one standout film that came to mind when it came to fantasy. Another one was, hold on, because there's a lot of good ones back then. Oh, okay. This is not exactly fantasy, but this will make you think of Bloodborne because of the setting. It's a little bit more of like the Victorian era, but it's more French. It's called Brotherhood of the Wolf. Now that one's different. That's more mystery slash, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. But that's a good book. I know that's a good film rather. Really good movie. The Halo games on the Xbox, but do I really need to get the book series to understand everything? Some people. If in case you want to get more understanding on the setting, I think that's a good idea to get the books. Kind of gets, especially if you like the setting more, if you really love the setting, it doesn't hurt to have a book. in hand. So I think of it as like it helps you like enrich the experience, if you will. What I did with mine is like in my case, I like the Nier setting. So the Nier series, I ended up looking up stuff about Nier. So after checking out Automata and I think it was Gestalt at that time, I had to watch the playthroughs first just to give it an understanding, because it's been bugging me that I haven't played those games. Now I will be playing those games at some point. Oh, just a heads up, I'm planning to stream them in the future. You'll know when. Anyway, speaking of Nier, when it came out, I got so engrossed with the setting, I started looking up stuff like materials for it, TV tropes, articles for it, pages for it, and then I ended up encountering some books. There was a specific book for it that I found in the local bookstore back when I was still in my hometown. And the first thing I did was buy that book. I think it was called Short Story Long, or was it Long Story Short? I have to check that book. I still have it with me. And it's basically a short story collection of side characters from Nier. I think it also focuses on their point of view and stuff, and like their thought process. It's unique. To say the least, it's actually unique. Really good. Another one that got me to doing that is there was one game that really got me to doing that, and it's a Final Fantasy book. It's Final Fantasy XV: Dawn of the Future. Now that one is unique in the sense that they were supposed to be DLCs. The chapters specifically written in that book are originally DLCs that got cancelled due to some weird reason. So I picked up that book, read through it, and figured out the whole story at that point. Managed to piece in the story and noted like if this is gonna take place in the game, I'm betting this is the part where the game starts to branch out. So I think there was like episode Arden had a well, we have episode Arden already, like actively in the game, but there's also like a version of episode Arden, or a rendition of episode Arden in that book. And then the ones that were cancelled were episode Aranea, episode Lunafreya, and episode Noctis, and they were featured in that book. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, you have my attention. I want to see this. So I bought the book. I found it interesting though, which is nice. Now the thing about like novelizations and like books and stuff is like there are some things that you don't really see in movies or in animations and stuff, that you might only see those details written in a book. Like you will see the words. Sometimes it's not outright said, but when you look at it through a book, you will notice it from the words, from how it's described and how it's and stuff. It actually adds more context to the whole thing, you know? That's the beautiful thing about it. Welcome back, Sigurd. I gathered the experiment met with success. Then this strongly suggests that each fairy is a distinct individual with her own thoughts, feelings, and memories. Well, I must redouble my efforts to translate the remaining text. At this rate, your discoveries threaten to overshadow mine. Not to bemoan your accomplishments, but I have yet to decipher any equally amazing stratagems. Soon enough, though. Soon enough. And now we have a new spell. So what's your opinion on 16. It's written by the same director as this game. More like it's developed by the same team. It's not just the director. You have the same. You have the translator, the localization director. You have the same composer. You have the same producer. The director is different, I think, but it's still the same people. It's the same team. The only difference is like they added the combat director is from Devil May Cry 5. And I would say that since I played the game when it released and finished it, I say it was good. It's really good. It felt like you're playing. There are moments where I felt like I was playing a single-player version of Final Fantasy XIV. There were moments that it felt like that. Other moments, though, it felt like, yep, this is definitely their signature style. I like it. The way they brought the setting to life, they managed to stick to how medieval it is. It's there. It's all there. Let me just wait. Put you here. It's a lot of fun though. The game is fun. The mechanics are fun. There were moments that made me nearly tear up. There's some really heavy moments in that game. I also had my share of will they or won't they moments, like, are you, please tell me you're not gonna get friend zoned. And then I rejoiced when when one particular pairing suddenly got the go, and then they really got together and they acted upon their emotions like, finally. There's a payoff. So many things that it's a roller coaster. FF16 is a roller coaster, and it's made better because of the actors, how they acted so well on their voices. Their delivery is good. The story is top notch. I would say it's top notch. It captured so much. It's like, yeah, this is, I can say it's one of those top FFs that I will put on my list. So I really love it. So that's what I think about that particular FF. FF16 is really good. It's really good. I love it, and I can see why. And it's a good thing that Creative Business Unit 3 or Creative Studio 3 managed to take that opportunity and make it their own. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful moment. Okay, I don't think I'll get. Should I get this? It's gonna mess up the glam though, but okay, let's go. Hey adventurer, done talking with the old bear? What's wrong with the 13 series, or did you like that one? Oh, I'll get back to you on that one. Let's let me finish this dialogue. I'll get back to you on that question. I'm gonna formulate my thoughts on that because it's a oh boy. There was one time that Elk and I had to argue with that, but I'll let you know what happened. Give me a sec. Hey adventurer, you done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilred. Lad's something of a leader among the young ones here. He's impressed that you've won over Gundobald and wants a word with you. Says he's waiting over at the craggy area north of here. Okay, now, FF13. I actually liked it. I might be one of those few that actually liked it for what it is. It's imperfect though, but I liked it for what it is. There are some complaints that while people lauded FF10 for its approach, FF13 simply followed the same approach. It got criticized instead. It's more of... what's the best way to explain this part? Because in FF13, the setting is, it's either you love it or you hate it. And the thing about the setting that it has is really deep when you think about it. It's also fascinating. I would personally say it's fascinating. It really is. The fascinating part about the setting is that it's given you this rather bleak world despite looking flashy and technological. But it's also a good example of a techno fantasy that is also on the bleak side. That's actually on the bleak side despite the stylishness of it. I think people are complaining about either the dialogue or the gameplay. Gameplay wise, it's actually a matter of figuring out which auto battle setups you want to use, because they use the paradigm system. I'm talking about FF13 on this matter, and mixing that with the Gestalt system of the Eidolons, it's kind of hit or miss for some. I think I like it. I enjoy it so far. I haven't played 13.2 yet, so I cannot put any opinion on that at the moment. Same goes with FF13.3, which is Lightning Returns. I cannot put any opinion on those yet. I've yet to beat those two. I have yet to beat those two before I could say anything. But I've checked the playthroughs for them and I followed the story. What I got so far, after watching them, is that it's actually a solid story, to be honest. If you give it a chance, it will give you a solid story. Some of them might hate the idea of reading data logs, but FF16 did that anyway with the active time lore. It's just that it's way more accessible that way on that. And the precursor for the active time lore, believe it or not, is the data logs used in FF13, which you can access easily if you have the chance. If you're given the chance, you can access it easily. So, putting that in mind, when you go through Final Fantasy 13, and if you paid attention to the whole thing, there's also like wonderful moments there, to be honest. Moments about like how all their motivations actually coincide with each other, and they're trying to figure out that now that they're dealt with this bad hand of being forced to take on a mission that they have no idea how it works, like what is the actual directive, and how are they supposed to work with this now that they have a time limit on top of theirs, because if they fail on that time limit, they turn into monsters. With that in mind, now that they're powered up, but the power comes at a price with a curse and such, they have to find a way to work together and make this work out. You have someone who's like, okay, let's take it to the man and destroy drop Cocoon, or let's save the people and do that stuff. And you'll see their differences will actually show up, and not all of them will actually work together until they reach the last part, at least. And then add to the fact that they have different motives. You have a soldier who wants to save his sister. Said sister is the fiance of one of the guys who's leading the resistance. You have a dad who's doing what he can as an airship pilot and such, just to save his son. That's why he's embroiled in the whole thing. You have a kid who lost his mom right there and then, and he saw her die. And then you have these two people who are technically terrorists. And they're all brought together on that same moment. So you can see how crazy this game is, actually. If you give it a chance, it's really good. Although some would say it's bad. I understand that. So it's more of a, whether you'll like it or you'll hate it. It's the same, it has the same reputation as Final Fantasy VIII in that regard. But I would say it's a solid game anyway. It's still good. So if in case you're curious and you want to check it out for yourself, I would suggest you do so. Check it out for yourself and form your thoughts from there. check out Final Fantasy 13 from the first to the last. Although I would say start with the first. If you feel like you want to go for more, that's when you pick up the other two. But yeah, if the first game is a deal breaker for you, no problem. Nothing lost there. Now, for FF7, however, I did not really play through FF7, original FF7, when it came out. I didn't play through it yet, personally. I've seen someone play through it, so I'd rather watch their journey on that. So I'm currently watching Elt's journey on Final Fantasy VII, the remake version, the remake trilogy. And so far, I like where they're going with it. I think they expanded more of what the original had. So I think it's okay. I don't have like a particular preference for the old version, although I played the old version a bit. I mean, I understand its worth and all that stuff, but I'm not exactly beholden to it. Like I wear rose tinted glasses when looking at that game. I can see its flaws too, but it's also fun. It's still a solid game anyway. Thanks for coming, friend. Here's a Will Red. It is no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you, or someone else? Curl got your tongue? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get him! Okay, that's how we're doing it. We're blasting you off. Go Elk. Go Elk with kill them with your kick. Chocobo kick. And he took them out. Look at that! He just soloed the guy. Oh man. Chocobo Elk with the solid kicks right there. Awesome. You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like. But nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire. And with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. You can't even talk him down. Tell him you work for nobody but yourself. Well, technically, we were supposed to say something, but he kind of stopped us before we could say anything. So, he didn't even let us finish, for all we know. That Will Red, I swear. But yeah, if you were given the chance to actually answer, yeah, I would actually choose that option. We work for ourselves. We're adventurers. Now, when it comes to the other FFs, like PlayStation 1 era FFs, like FF7, 8, and 9, I'd love to experience them again, to be honest. Or if not, experience them for the first time personally. So I'm thinking of like playing them offline first. That said, if in case I get the chance to show them online, I think it's gonna be a toss-up of who's gonna be showing it first. If it's gonna be Elk or me, or if we're fine with like us streaming the same thing but in different times. So I'm gonna have him do it first. Oh yeah, and I'd love to pursue that journey of completing all the FFs that I can. There is also some stuff that I've been looking into, like the spin-off FFs. The one I would say that's closest for me like the ones dear to me, would be Final Fantasy Type 0. Final Fantasy Tactics, I'll have Elk. I think Elk should take that. You can do so much with FF Tactics. But FF Type 0 is one that I would be playing. That I'd love to play, but we'll see if Elk would take it or I'll take it. We'll see. There was one that was a mobile game, but it got closed down. Final Fantasy. No, Mobius Final Fantasy. I love the story of that game, but he shut it down. Sad. There was also Final Fantasy Dimensions is also another one that I'm trying to figure out. I have yet to beat it. Sword Mage Zack beat me to it though. Crisis Core, I think I'll leave that to Elk if in case he's gonna cover all of FF7. Like every every game within the FF7 compilation. So we'll see if he's gonna do that. Otherwise, I'll do it. Final Fantasy 13, you have to play all three of them like in succession, because that's technically a single game when you think about it. Final Fantasy 15, you'll need all of the DLCs in there, so I might also cover that, but I have to get a capture card first because I'm going to play it from the PS5. Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, yes, you have to play them in succession. You'll need to play them in succession. But that one's dated, so we're going to see who's going to play it first. FF12 as well, I think. But there's another game that's connected to FF12 that's on the DS. It's Revenant Wings. For 15, you'll need the book. That's correct. Sorry. For Final Fantasy 15, you will need the book. It's either gonna be it's gonna be. I think if we're gonna cover that, it's gonna be like a discussion, just chatting type stream, or it has to be read. Like we'll have to read it on stream. That's gonna be rough. Okay. But yeah, it would be fun to talk about it and share about it. So, that's 14 though. The thing about 14, however, is that it's a long game. And it's best to treat this game as if you're watching it by arcs. So, I think we can safely say that we can do this as if you're watching like an anime with seasons on it and stuff. I think that's the best way to describe this. Attacked by Wilred and his cronies, that they would go on such lengths for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, the young fools are likely to harm themselves, or to harm others if not themselves. We must uncover their agenda and put an end to this madness. I won't be getting the armor because that's not gonna make me wear headgear. It has good stats though. So is technically 11 as long as the servers are active? 11 is still active and yes, it's long. 11 is long and it's still active. So if anything, I think it had like endpoints at multiple times already. I think there's like 2 or 3 already that are treated as endpoints. I'll have to check again. It's been a while, but it has a really colorful setting. Not gonna lie, it has a really colorful setting. And there's also one guy. There was one fan game I saw. It's an RPG maker. That was basically a Final Fantasy XI sequel game. I'm hoping for a 14 RPG maker game. That would be great. I hope there is one. I want to see it in action. Oh, and time to stop the boy. Wilred mentioned obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundobald! Oh no. Bretliana! Gods preserve, what happened? I was out foraging. When the corpse brigade came, they took me to their hideout and they... Oh no! Viewers, this is a trigger warning. I'm not gonna say what happened, but you know what this is. So trigger warning for everybody. I think we had some SA happen here. The whole while they laughed at me. They said that I'd suffer because I'd cling on to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamigans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Wilred, he saw me outside. He was so angry. Oh no. This is bad. I must tend to Bretliana. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear that they may do something rash. Too bad Mr. Yoshi P won't go back and at least put out content for 1.0 as sub-content in this game. I think I know why he's rather hesitant of putting out 1.0. If you remember one of the interviews that he had, if in case there's going to be like a sort of like FF14 Classic, his answer was one word. Nightmare. Which is a testament to how bad the spaghetti code was for FF11 1.0. It was that bad. So I don't think he's going to be tackling that anytime soon. And I understand that. I mean, he tried to fix it and you know what happened. He had to shut down the servers because of it. So if you remember that particular history lesson, that's what happened there. So I get it that he's not doing the 1.0 classic, but what I'm glad for though is that he still manages to like reference them in some way or form, and he still does with the current quests, with the current storyline in FF, and he still brings it in. Now we're gonna make sure. Now we're hoping that whoever is gonna be the head writer for any of the scenarios, that they also take note of that. I think Banri Oda is still doing that. I'm not sure about Natsuko Ishikawa, if she's gonna be still on it, but yeah. Oh yeah, they've done a good job so far. Anyway, let's go check. This ain't good. This is not good. We have to check everybody who's ready to fight. So what are their intentions though? So we have the map of Zanrak over here. Wonder what that's for. To add more hours to the Chocobo. Yeah, it's sad that we can't have the content from 14 1.0. Yeah, I agree. I would love to actually experience 1.0. Though not in the jankiest way though, but yeah, like the content, the story and stuff. I want to experience that. They did some references though, which is good. But still, I want to have like a first-hand experience. Like the event, oh yeah, the events of the battle between Eorzea and the Empire. Yeah, agreed. Or this one. Let me mention this one. So there's a part where you have to fight like I think during the end point of 1.0, like the build up from like the whole build up to the story is like when you're fighting Nael Vandarnus. And the bits about Project Meteor, all of that, I wanted to experience that. Like, somehow be a part of that fight. And experience that fight. Fighting, when you're fighting Nael and all her cohorts within her legion and stuff. And then you have everybody else making the charge while fighting the Elursian Alliance fighting the Empire. And then the Battle of Cartino, all of that. It's like, I want to experience it all. Oh, man. What they should do at least is pull all the main cutscenes onto the main menu of 1.0 so people can get... I think they kind of did, but not really. But yeah, I get what you mean. Though, I think that's the reason why we have the answers... the answers opening movie, because that's the one that they showed when they shut the thing down. But I think this is covered by another raid, to be honest. I think there's a bunch of raids that covered this. One of them is the Binding Calls of Bahamut, which we will do at some point. We'll have to be at a certain level to pull this off solo. Because if we're gonna do it as is, synced, it's actually harder than everything. It's actually Savage level hard. So that means you're really gonna need to prepare yourself properly if you want to do it with 8 people. But if you want to go for it for the lore, just go unsync. Like, go at it solo and play through it unsynced. Or play with other people as well, but like undersized, like 3 people, like what I did before. Just to experience the story. Just have someone to carry you. Though the one that you suggest, JT, they already did that with answers. That's the opening movie when you get the first version. When you get the free trial, or if you open it on the movies selection on the menu, and you select A Realm Reborn, that's gonna be the first one you see. It's a whole explainer. It's not exactly a whole explainer video, but it's a whole video of the final fight until everybody gets teleported to the future. Oh, this lady is angry, by the way. What those animals did to Bertliana is unforgivable, and to think they looked down on us. Well, I'll suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Wilred to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. Oh, she's pissed. Hunting knife. Okay, I think they're gonna use that for something. Guessing there's something on top. We have to check it out. Oops. Down. Oh, there he is. Wilred. I think Wilred's a gladiator, judging from his weapons. Almighty Ralgar, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemy will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppose us ever again. I would rather have every cutscene. They put a lot of money into it, from Square being able to have it played. How many do they need for the videos, this YouTuber that have it? But it showed them at least up to... Yeah. I think there was a guy who actually collected 1.0 cutscenes and then showed it. I have to look for it though. But yes, I agree. That's a good one. Yeah, but I would agree, for archival reasons, best to have it released. But it's a good thing that there's also someone who's keeping an archive for it. I think there's a channel also focused on archiving everything FF14, including 1.0. I'm not sure if they have more videos of it. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundabald's content to eke out an existence in this musty old cave, but I'll be damned if I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. Now, where in the seven hells did I put that bloody map? I'm beginning to think that the YouTuber you might be referring to is either Eorzean Archives or it's FF14 Archived. Kind of forgot who, but it might be those. I haven't checked their channel much lately. I have to check it again. It's been a long time. Or could they at least turn that storyline into a prequel book for people to buy? Hey, that's a good idea, but oh boy. Agreed. Oh yeah, speaking of which, there's like short stories posted online from the FF14 website that you can read, which also gives you more insight on the lore that's happening in the game. That also includes stuff from A Realm Reborn too. Like I think they did that for A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. And there's like multiple short stories. Really good. They're really good stories. Gone? The whole lot of them? Then it is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly is it that they mean to do? Here. If that's any consolation. What's this? A hunting knife? And a map of Zanrak? Wait, you said Wilred spoke of crystals, did you not? They couldn't possibly mean to. By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they can get within 100 yalms of the crystals. They're headed east. If we hurry, we might yet find them before it's too late. So if we're fast enough, we can make it there. Okay. Let's see if we are fast enough. Really, they need to create a lore book around the world. Well, they technically do have like lore books. As of recently, they have the, aside from the art books, of course, they also have the Encyclopedia Eorzea, which covers a bunch of the expansions and the main book, and the main game rather. Sorry, main book. The first Encyclopedia Eorzea covers both A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, I think. What's that covered in book 2? Because book 2 has up to Stormblood, if I got it right. And Shadowbringers and Endwalker were covered by Encyclopedia Eorzea 3. Okay, we have a fight. Oh no, they're terrified. Wilred, did no others survive? This is all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We... Hold yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering of crystals to Ralgar, to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrak and make off with the lizardmen's cash. But they caught us and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. Wait for the next expansion to get the next lore book. Yeah, pretty much. Though if I got this right, it might be one expansion or 2 expansions because that book is thick. There's gonna be a lot of lore to cover. I regret our young ones' transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hope of the Ala Mhigan people. This hope I will guard with my life. There we go. Get rid of the Lancer. Got the Lancer now. Let's see, is it covered? That's enough. We're so good. Tempered or brought out? Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're about to run out of MP. You have to watch out for that. This one, let's hope we do. So I have to make sure Willred survives. We got him. Okay, they'll survive this one. Should be fine. There we go. Man, I nearly ran out of MP. So how many years did FF11 run? Oh, that's a good question. A lot, I can pretty be sure. I'm guessing more than 10, for instance. Okay, let me get back to you on that one. Let me look. FF11, okay. Oh, it's been back. Oh, it's been around since 2002. Which means, let me calculate this. Ever since its release in Japan, I would say, after running the math, 22 years old. The game is 22 years old. And funny thing is, it isn't shutting down anytime soon. Oh boy. That's long. Bloody long. If I do see so myself, it's actually long. the bright side, the game is still active. Alright, let's get back to the story. Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn much from a man like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Ala Mhigo. But wait, we've come all this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, ripe for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Wilred? Did you not see those tempered wretches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Ralgr. He swore. Enough. I will hear the rest of this story tale back in a Little Ala Mhigo. I dare say Sigurd will wish to hear it as well. You only need one account for both games from what I hear. I think that's the case. Although, I'm not sure if you need to have like different subs despite while it's in one account, but you might need different subs for the games because the subscription model is not exactly configured to handle both games. I don't know. That's the one I'm not sure about since I haven't played 11 at all. Though I will say I am curious about it. Okay, now that we got Wilred and the young ones back, let's go check out what's going on. What's the deal? No more lies, Wilred. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Ralgr, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Wilred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we would be, Ala Mhigo lives within us all. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. But whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe to this adventurer. You owe it to this adventurer, an outsider. I won't. I promise. Thank you for saving me. And sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Ala Mhigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. Oh, that's nice. And we got another green color, but this time I'm getting another potion. High potion, for instance. Alright, that's good. Where's the next? Back to square one. Gundobald wants to wish you well on your investigation. Would that we have more information to offer, but what Wilred had told you is that the extent of our knowledge of this masked stranger. So that is everything that we know. Lest unchecked, this man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature, for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. And that sounds like we're going back to base. While that's happening, let's check how long it has been since we started. 3 hours. I can sneak in 1 more hour before we sleep. Or before I sleep, but rather. So I think we can still sneak in one more quest or so, or one more quest line before I turn it in for the night. Let's go back in. Now we're entering. There she is, Minfilia. Oh boy. Welcome back, Sigurd. I'm reliably informed that the investigation you took to Quarry Mill and Little Ala Mhigo. So tell me, were you able to learn aught of Lahabrea? And at that point you explained. Planted the knowledge of summoning in impressionable young minds, you say. Precisely the kind of deception the Ascians would employ. While many of the ills that ailed the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes Minfilia a dull scion. Oh, come on, Tataru, what? Did you say something? Nothing, milady. Dang it, Tataru. Really? Really, Tataru? Really? Really had to roast Minfilia like that? Come on. Mayhap we ought to rest a while before spreading further into the investigation. Yeah, we're resting alright. We're gonna rest. Okay, let's sneak in one more quest line. Let's go. Oh! Minfilia has another lead for you to pursue. While you were attending to business in Thanalan, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends, the Sylphs. An individual fitting Lahabrea's description has been sighted in the Northern Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the selfsame area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. While willing, we will pick up Lahabrea's trail once more. Noraxia can furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her, and take it from there. As always, be careful out there. So it's time to visit our leafy friend, Grass. He's not a grass, he's a floating cabbage. Check everybody. Let's see if we can get far enough with this particular quest line. Here we go. Noraxia. Walking One is to investigate Sinister One? Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with a Walking One in the Ash Crown Consortium. According to Friendly One, a digging one named Medrod had an encounter with a scary masked one. This masked one is certainly sinister. Certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One Medrod. Digging One is to be found at Fulgord Float in the North Shroud. North Shroud, huh? it seems like everything is good here. Let's go off to Fulgord Fleet. Alright, although for the interest of time, to go to Gridania first and open the door. Okay. We're currently in Gridania. Because we're going to try to access the North Shroud from here. Alright, now we're in Old Gridania, which is at the making sure I got the right details before stepping up. And here we are. Okay, let's see here. Where's that spot where the guy is at? Okay, nice. Going straight ahead. I think we're about to reach the beach. Wow. Second. Let's see here. Okay, we're here. Before I continue, I'll be right back. I'm just going to stretch, grab something to drink. Everybody else, also get your refreshments as well. Or if you need to go to the restroom, go ahead and do so now and relieve yourselves. Let's try to freshen up a bit. We'll be back in a few minutes. Possibly a minute or less. And we're back. Might have taken a few more minutes on that one, but we're back. We're gonna push the story. I think our client is inside. Here he is. Medrod. Please, leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I just looked death in the face. It was only a matter of time before he comes for me. Just like he came for that poor woman. He's clearly traumatized. And if we are to soothe him, he might remain calm for long enough to hold a conversation. Hopefully he does calm down. It's alright, bud. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible. That's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can recount what I saw without losing it. It was another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow. A winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating the same masked man? If that's the case, we will help you in any way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I wanted to. Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay him for comforting me. Okay, time to do some investigations. I think we're gonna have one or two. So what's our proposal? Here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found in their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the Skelkin, known as Zis, could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt the answer is that simple. For the sake of thoroughness, we need to look into it. Why don't you put it down? Say, why don't you put down about 3 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths. Okay. Check. Off to fight the Zis. Looks like I got stuck there. Let's see now. A little bit jittery with this mic. Oh. It's a fate. Wait a second. How do you end up here? Let me go down. That's not what I'm looking for. There's our target. Last. Another one here. Oh, and I just realized that Elk just gained the rank in its new skill. And he just did. Let's increase his HP. One more. I think that would have been everything. I just went and watched the video. The last content that was in and around 14 and 15 for Final. In and around 14 and 15 for Final Fantasy. Ah, so that's the latest one for 11, was it? Interesting, interesting. In terms of crossovers, I think the recent one that came out for FF14, on the other hand, was a crossover with Final Fantasy 16. And then they cycled back up the other stuff as well. Oh, yes. But also, I think the coffee is running out on the coffee effect is running out on. So it's wearing off. Let's attune first before we do anything. Let's check everybody how they're doing. Here. We've already seen to the sis. Good work, adventurer. So we're able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits. Nothing. Truth be told, even if there were even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike this from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the deranged man and his winged eyeball. 2014 and 2015 is the last bit of content. I think you're right. Let me double check just to see which content they had on that point. Hold on. Let's see here. So I'm also checking right now to see if there's anything. Although the game is still going. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't find the information, but yes, I think that might have been the last time they updated anything. Or FF11. Okay, let's see if we can do these quests, because I have a feeling I'm going to be falling asleep in the process. So, let's pull them all up. We're going to do them all at the same time. There's something else I've been There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Oh no. Unseemly japes aside. There's a rumor been going about. There's some as whisper that after each victim died, her rancor went into the Great Big Rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire stand stick to blow off a piece of the crag. Oh boy, we're going to blast it like dynamite. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've thrown it, the rock, a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. There's something you should know. I have been keeping this myself, lest I worsen Medrod's paranoia. But I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Now, however, instead of investigating, I think we will end it here for now. We'll pick up the quests tomorrow, which is the next stream, and after that, we're gonna cover as much ground as we can, and we'll call it a day. But for now, we'll stop here. Now let's take a seat. And let's go to chit-chat. My tongue. I cannot talk right now. Anyway, I think now is the time to basically kick back and then let's go to the chatting screen, shall we? Oh man, my tongue's really getting me, huh? Okay, a moment of darkness real quick. Give me a second. Oh boy. That was a loaded stream. A lot of things happening and a lot of fun things going on. And we managed to cover a good deal of ground. We managed to finish the Ala Mhigo arc, the Little Ala Mhigo arc. And we managed to meet Wilred, and we managed to stop him from making the worst mistake ever. So now, we're going to look forward to investigating something nefarious up in the North Shroud. So now that we've gone through that, I think it's time to take note of some announcements for this week. Check out the streams today. Elk is streaming something upcoming. Right now he's doing Chrono Trigger, and it's been an awesome run. He had to do a real quick something on that because of a certain technical issue, so he had to switch platforms from Steam to the DS for that particular playthrough. So you would notice some differences in the numbering on the episodes. That said, I do hope you catch him on his Chrono Trigger stream coming up sometime later, I think. Also, watch out for Keck as he's gonna pull something off today. I think he's gonna rope us all in with a little something. I'll try to join in as well if in case. I think we might have a collab stream or whatever it is. But whatever he is cooking, let's also check him out and see what he has in store for all of us. So, check out both Keck and Elk within this week, and let's see what they're up to. As for me, same time, same hour, same day. We're doing FF14 tomorrow. It's going to be our next stream. And then after the stream tomorrow, the upcoming week is going to be... Which is, let me check the date real quick here. On the 9th and 10th, we don't have a stream on that week. So Instead, we might possibly have a stream on the 15th, or sorry, on the 16th and 17th. But that's still tentative because there's some other things I have to work on. But on the week itself, on the 9th and 10th, there's nothing there because I won't be around during the time. So check out the others instead, and I tell them I send the regards. Anyways, there's going to be more stories that I'm going to be tackling at some point. I will let you know what's coming up soon. On the 15th and 16th, if ever I start, 16th and 17th rather, once I start streaming, and then there's, if ever there's a chance I'm streaming, we're doing 2 different games. We're doing Blaster Master 0, we're going to start that, and we're going to do Dragon Marked for Death. Expect that one of them is going to be coming up first, because one of them is designed to be a filler game, which is Blaster, it's not Blaster Master, it's Dragon Marked for Death is going to be my filler game for the time being, so while getting something prepared for another FF14 stream to continue the full main story quest. That said, I think we're all set for now. I'm going to take this time to rest, and I'm going to basically recharge. Hopefully I catch you later. I'll catch you on the next stream. So thank you once again for joining me today, especially for those who are watching the stream and those watching the VOD. If you made it this far, thank you very much for joining. I'll see you again next stream as we will go through more stories, more adventures, and get ourselves stronger. And of course, we'll get to vote also on what would be the next gear set that's going to be named, although that's going to take a long while before we do that. Anyway, this is Sigurd Chronosecht, your Clockwork Wizard, thanking you for this day and looking forward to our next meeting. Once again, I'll see you again on this side of the demiplane once we have another story ready. I'll bid you adieu. Good luck, good day, and may you walk in the light of the crystal. I'll catch you soon.